And we begin tonight with a report from the 12 News I-Team surrounding the installation of fiber optic internet in neighborhoods across the valley. As more cities and towns continue construction on the high-speed network, we're hearing from more people in the East Valley who say it simply isn't worth the headaches that it's caused them. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine. Mark Curtis has the night off. Tonight, the I-Team's Bianca Bono visits a single mom in Gilbert whose sewer line was destroyed in construction months ago and is still dealing with the consequences.
Come inside.
Her Gilbert home has always made Tamara Heidemann feel proud. But since August, stepping in her front door brings this single mom of 3 to tears.
It's where your kids come and you come after a long day of working, of being out in the world to have peace. And it wasn't peaceful.
For the past 7 months, her home has become a construction zone after it was flooded with sewage water.
I still have memories of chocolate brown water.
She was at work when her daughter made the discovery.
She smelled a foul smell and she said, "Mom, something's happening in Grandma's room." I went in there and it's covered in water.
She rushed home to find the downstairs bedroom, bathrooms, and pantry all flooded. Her sewer line had been destroyed.
It was all flooded with sewer chocolate water.
She called a plumber, then learned the truth. An excavation company working in her neighborhood came over and said,
"We were in this house a few days ago and we probably broke it."
The company was subcontracting for Tilson, which is installing a fiber optic network in her neighborhood, all for AT&T to offer higher speed internet, a project Heidemann didn't ask for but was greenlit by the town of Gilbert. Records show the town could make more than $7.9 million over the course of the 20-year lease agreement with Gigapower.
It disrupted our lives tremendously.
Heidemann and her family left town while a disaster company worked to clean up the mess and stop the leak. Her home was torn apart in the process.
This happened in August when it was super hot and I have 2 areas of my house covered in plastics and with zippers. So the temperature in my house is like 100 degrees in some areas.
Then an uphill battle with the insurance company.
You're being treated like it's almost my fault.
In the meantime, it happened again.
It's going to be tens of thousands of dollars that we end up losing unless somebody reimburses us.
In late October, Nicole Flood's Gilbert home was also flooded with sewage after her line was also struck. Just last month, the fixed line broke again.
The good news is we weren't renovated yet, so it wasn't as bad, but still pretty bad to have sewage on your ground again.
Gilbert's making money hand over fist on this whole thing, and yet homeowners don't have the right of way to their own property.
And they're not alone.
It's not okay.
From damaged driveways.
I kind of did a little trip right on this spot.
To a sideswiped car. Residents have shared nightmare after nightmare, all stemming from the fiber optic construction. In December, we brought those concerns to Gilbert Councilmember Young Kaprowski.
Ultimately, the responsibility is with the fiber contractor and their contractor, but we do try to mediate whenever possible.
Heidemann says she's heard nothing from the town.
They are our elected officials. I'm your resident. I'm your Gilbert resident from 2011. Where are you? Where were you, when this happened? You cannot not care. You have been elected to care.
She finally settled with insurance in late November and is now, step by step, trying to find time to put her home back together.
We come home every day to our destroyed home, hoping that maybe tomorrow will be the day that we get drywall. I have a daughter that's turning 18 in April, and she's like, "I'm going to be able to have a birthday party and invite my friends."
As Heidemann seeks accountability from AT&T, Tilson, and the town of Gilbert,
this is bigger than just me.
She says AT&T sales reps have come to her home to sell her on their new internet, showing the project has continued while her family's lives have been put on hold.
There's just been so many of us that have been affected by this.
And we have received statements from all parties involved. First up, the town of Gilbert, who says in part, upon becoming aware of resident concerns regarding the quality of restoration work in public utility easements and damages to private property, the town immediately contacted Gigapower and Tilson and asked them to follow up with residents to resolve this civil matter. Gigapower tells us on those infrequent occasions when there are build impacts, we believe the key to resolution is good communication, and we encourage encourage homeowners to reach out immediately to Tilson or Gigapower. And finally, Tilson said in part, Tilson only works with licensed and bonded subcontractors, and we address any construction issues that arise as soon as we are informed of them. We work hard to maintain an open line of communication with residents throughout the construction process to make sure residents can reach out directly if something happens so we can address it. You can read their full statements on our website. There you can also find contact information for all three of those entities so you can reach out if you've experienced any issues. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you for that. All right, it's time to talk some weather now as we wrap up what's been a very busy week of storm activity all across Arizona. Meteorologist Crystal Long is here with your weather impact forecast. And Crystal, is there a chance that we could get any more rain here in the valley tonight?
Yes, in fact, we have rain on the radar right now. It's going to be our last hurrah of sorts tonight after a long week of winter weather across our Grand Canyon state. You can see some light rain here that is springing up across the valley and some bigger bursts just out to our east. But our rain's only going to ramp up for the next few hours. And talk about taking the chill pill with this rain. We have knocked down numbers on the thermometer in the valley down into the 40s from Surprise over to Scottsdale and Queen Creek. We're also spreading out that snow across our mountain regions at 4,000 feet up. We're sparking off some lightning strikes just south of Kingman, so our atmosphere has some spunk. We could hear some cracks of thunder here throughout the night. And see, what did I tell you here? We're looking at rain chances likely through 2 a.m. before those chances dip out in the valley for Flagstaff. The flakes are going to fly a little bit longer till 5 a.m. That's how long our winter weather advisory is active. And in Sholo, you're further east, so we're going to see those showers swing by a little bit later in your day tomorrow. This winter weather advisory is active right now, and it will continue through 5 a.m. Those last flakes will fly closer to lunchtime in far eastern Arizona.
All right, Crystal, thank you. We are following some developing news. This is out of Chandler, where police are investigating a shooting right now. It happened in the area of Dobson Road and Chandler Boulevard. Police say that one person was taken to the hospital for treatment, but their current status is unclear. Investigators add that the suspect is accounted for and there is no danger right now to the community. However, detectives will be in that area for the next few hours as they continue their investigation. Last month, the city of Scottsdale made a controversial vote to end several DEI-related programs despite pushback from the community. Now tonight, we have learned what those programs are. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live outside of Scottsdale City Hall with the details. Chase?
Creepy, several initiatives are coming to an end, getting paused or changing. That information released the city staff last week with an internal memo. It was last month when the Scottsdale City Council, in a 5-2 vote, decided to axe its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
Okay. Anyway, if we can...
The meeting packed with residents not wanting it to happen. Only 4 spoke in favor of the cuts.
Get it out of our lives.
Now, all this time later, the city sent this memo saying the Office of Diversity, Training, Initiatives, and anything branded with DEI are gone, from special committees to multiple programs. That includes Scottsdale's Juneteenth celebration that marks the end of slavery, a special reading program at the library for kids that focuses on diversity. Even the Girl Scouts are impacted by this, pausing a program where they create and earn a patch related to DEI. A spokesperson for the city says all these cuts will end up saving the city $115,000 a year.
I think it's sad. I think we need to keep programs that are building diversity.
People living in Scottsdale we spoke with on Friday had mixed feelings about the changes.
Gonna see how it goes.
I absolutely think the program should stay.
Even with that money being saved.
I think the money is absolutely inconsequential.
If that money being saved is put to other good uses, then I think that would be beneficial. But if they're just trying to cut it just to cut it, then I don't really know how to feel about that.
Now, I did speak with a few other people who were for these programs coming to an end, but they didn't want to speak with me on camera. I also reached out to the city spokesperson for an interview talking about this, but they declined for today. We're live in Scottsdale tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you for that. Meanwhile, Arizona State is among over 50 universities being investigated for alleged racial discrimination. It is part of President Trump's effort to target diversity programs in schools. The Department of Education is accusing the universities of racial bias, saying that their programs may exclude white and Asian students. Secretary Linda McMahon says that students should be assessed based on their merit. The Apache Gold Casino will hold a candlelight vigil for 14-year-old Emily Pike tomorrow. She is the San Carlos Apache teen who was brutally murdered near Globe after disappearing from her Mesa group home back in January. So far, there have been no arrests, no suspects identified as well made in her case. Tomorrow's ceremony is meant to bring awareness to violence affecting Indigenous women. That is set to begin at 5:30 p.m.